Hello, my darlings. I thought, since it's Saturday and I had some time, that we'd sit down together and we'd have another little chat. Just my musings as I go through life. And I want to talk to you today about a rather sensitive subject called loss. We've all, or we cannot escape. We will all lose something at some point in our lives. And I'm not talking about the house keys or where you put your phone like I do. I'm going through brain fog. It's something that happens during the menopause apparently, but I hasten to add I think I've had this all my life. Many a time I have put my phone in the fridge and the keys in the washing machine. There we are. Cannot be helped. It's just that sometimes I can be a bit dizzy. Yeah, but then can't we all? Now, what I really want to talk to you about is loss. We've talked about manifestation, as in doesn't happen, can't happen, never gonna happen. You're gonna have to get up and go out there and get it and work for it yourself. We've done that subject to death. The next one was finding joy in the everyday, which sometimes can be harder than it looks, especially when all you're greeted with is a great big pile of laundry, or the house needs cleaning, or the cat tray wants emptying, and suddenly you're the only person available to do it. Finding joy in that, it can be quite the challenge. Today, though, I want to talk to you about loss. Yeah, we are. None of us can escape it. At some point, you are going to lose someone very, very close to you. You're not going to be ecstatic about it, I can assure you. Well, not unless you absolutely can't stand that person, in which case you do you. You have to have a gallows sense of humour and sarcasm. And that is generally how I am. I'm a sarcastic person. Probably my upbringing, mostly my upbringing, if I'm really brutally honest, is that's the reasoning behind it. And my gallows humour, my previous upbringing. I wouldn't say my childhood was dark, but you needed a miner's helmet sometimes. Definitely. A lantern sometimes was needed in my childhood. Although it has shaped me into the woman that you see before you today. So, loss. It happens. It will happen. It has happened. At one point, one year, I lost 3 family members within 6 months of each other. I'm sure the co-op must have looked at me as though I was good for business, because it was, I'll take that casket, please. Oh, that one looks nice, I'll have that one too, and put a reserve on that one just in case. Oh, never mind, she has. Yes, we'll take it now, thank you. Yes, that literally was my life 18 years ago. We've had relative stability since then, although my darling husband in 2016, the day after I turned 40, the 8th of April, I thought he was going to be checking out to the Choir Invisible. Not fun, not a brilliant birthday at all. He had a massive heart attack. Thanks to everybody at the LGI, the Leeds General, they saved his life. And I will be forever eternally grateful to the doctors and nurses that took care of him. I really will. He is on medication and he will be on that for the rest of his life. But he's still here with me. And we still get to annoy the out of each other every day. Now, what marriage? It's an awesome marriage. And you know what? We fight sarcasm with sarcasm, gallows humour with gallows humour. He's just a wonderful guy. But I nearly did lose him. And the thought of being a widow with 2 teenage daughters is quite terrifying. And even now, the thought of being without him still terrifies me, because he's the yin to my yang. He's a lark and I'm a night owl. And we work, and we work brilliantly. But loss, we have both experienced it. He has lost both his parents, and between us we've lost our son, which was not brilliant, I can assure you. He would have been 24 years old this year, so we miscarried him in the during the pregnancy, and it was just, we were devastated really. Miscarriage is a terrible, terrible thing to go through. We were blessed with 2 girls afterwards, but we really do, we still light a candle on what would have been his birthday in December. December the 4th would have been his birthday. Oh, that's when we had projected when he was going to be here, because as anyone that's ever had a baby, you all know that they can't read calendars and they will arrive when they want to. But yeah, we did lose him. And, as I say, he'd been 24 this time, so goodness me, probably would have been as tall as his father and devastatingly as handsome as his father as well, because he's quite the man. Yeah, and so that is a loss. But you could have not just a loss of a family member, you could have the loss of a job, and you could suffer with that. You could have the loss of a house, the loss of your own memory. Lots of things that can cause problems and harm. Loss is a big one. Have you ever contemplated how you would get through something like that? The loss of a partner, the loss of a parent, the loss of a job. I'm hoping that nobody loses them all at the same time, because that would send you somewhat on a depressive cycle, and it would take a lot to fight your way out of it. It truly would. Depression is a terrible, terrible thing. I have had it. I have had PTSD as well. I'm still not okay around fireworks and loud noises and things that go boom boom. And my husband's exactly the same. We're not the biggest fans, and I know for a fact that our beloved Orca, who we lost earlier this year, he didn't like fireworks either. He didn't like loud noises and bangs and whooshes. Most animals don't, because they have better hearing than us, and what is deafening to us must be maddening to them. I do wish that we didn't have bonfire night. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the whoosh bangers. Really don't like the earth movers and the mortar bombs. Very triggering. Yeah, so have you ever thought about how you would cope with loss? You know, being able to cope and keep yourself going, and that, goodness me, that takes a positive mental attitude. It really does. Imagine losing a business, and how unsettling and nerve-wracking that must be. Bingo! Yes, I have experienced that, and it is terrifying. It truly is. And being able to cope, and the only way you can, in my opinion, is just take each day as it comes. We are given things that will try us, and this is certainly was very trying and absolutely terrifying, and I still struggle to this day with what happened, and I am forever battling the demon, if you like. Yes, strange analogy, but it's battling yourself some days, because you're forever questioning, did I do enough? Did I try hard enough? There is no one that could have tried harder. And to go through and come out the other side and survive and pick yourself up and, against all odds, start again, and the second time round was successful. And there are so many lessons that I have learned throughout the loss and the gain. It's not been an easy journey. It's been truly terrifying. The only reason that I'm here sat down and talking today is I learned that the only way to get through it was to go forwards. What's been has been, what's happened has happened. You cannot change it. You must move forward, and you have to learn something called acceptance. And in acceptance, you can then let go. It sounds so easy to say, it's so hard to do. 18 years. I've been battling for 18 years to get back to who I was. And every day will present whatever challenges it's got to offer. At some point, your skin will be made of Teflon and things will just flow. You will learn to pick your battles. You will learn what you can win and what you can't. You can walk away from dignified. You can't change the world, but you can change enough to make sure that your participation on the world is a little bit more gentle for yourself. That's where my saying, you can't outrun the bear, but you can outrun the person next to you. Let them be bear food. I nearly became bear food. trusting the wrong people. Yet I cannot blame them. I blame my own naivety for not realising soon enough what exactly was happening. So that's why I am here where I am today. And I would hope to impart wisdom on loss to you and how not to go through what I've been through. Certainly stuff that nightmares are made out of. Yeah. I can't talk about who did what to who and when, because that's still very raw. I think after 18 years I'd feel okay. It's going to take a little bit longer, I think, because people, especially those that have done it, sometimes it's really hard to be able to look at them and talk to them. Yet I do. You would think that I would be able to walk away, but not yet. I'm biding my time. It's not yet. But one day, in the not too distant future, I will be able to put all ghosts to sleep. Yeah. So dealing with loss, it's hard. The initial going through it, the first 24 hours, it's a sucker punch. You feel as though somebody's just taken all the air out of the room and you can't breathe. Panic attacks happen and spontaneous eruptions of grief, because it is a loss, is grief, be it a person or something you really work for, and to lose it, oh, it's so hard. It really is. And to just find the will to get up and get out of bed and get dressed. And do you know what made it easier for me? The fact that I had a family around me, a husband and 2 children who were desperately relying on me. And I had to get up. I had to get on with it and disregard really what I was going through. Just like, put it in a box. I'll come back to it later. I'll come back to it later. I have this to do. I have to get up. I have to girls to take care of. I have a husband to take care of. I have a house to run. I have a new business that I need to get off the ground. And boy, did I hit the ground running. You know, there was no excuse for failure to launch. I had to launch. I had to launch immediately. There was no time. Otherwise, we'd lose the house. We'd lose everything that we'd worked for. And I am not a quitter. I am not a woman that will stand there and take it. No, sir. I will give it back both barrels. And that's exactly what I did. You could think that I would be sitting and wallowing in self-pity and depression and anger and all that. That was all to come. But at that particular point in our lives, my husband and I looked at each other and said, we ain't going down. We ain't going down for nobody. What do they say in Spaceballs? We break For Nobody. It's on the back of Spaceballs 1. Just look for it. We break for nobody. And we fought back. And we fought back in style. And to all the people that wanted to see us fail, it's not gonna happen, honey. It ain't ever gonna happen, honey. No, no, no. My family didn't raise a quitter. A psycho? They might have raised a psycho, but they didn't raise a quitter. And I didn't marry a quitter. And it's in those moments of absolute desperation that you find out your true character and the character of the person that you're married to. And if he's a good man, and mine is, he kept us going. He kept our heads above water and he boosted me while I got my business up and running again. And we stuck it out through thick and thin. We went through hell. But you know what? If you find yourself in hell, walk around like you own the place. That is the only way. If you show them that you're not bothered, takes the sting out of it for them. If you show them that they can't get to you, you're ruining their pleasure. And eventually, my darlings, time will heal all wounds. Also, if you throw them enough rope, they'll eventually hang themselves. Which is what they've done. Most of them. I haven't got you all yet. Today's not your day. Maybe not tomorrow. But soon, I will. My husband and I, we're patient people. We haven't stopped. We have built another life, a better life, a stronger life together. And we don't let anybody in. It's just us four. We're a team. When things are bad, you circle the wagons. That's what you do. And those that are hurting you, and those that are wanting you, willing you to fail, every time you don't, every time you fight back, every time you stick two fingers up at them, ooh, it enrages them, doesn't it? Yeah, wild. It sends them demented. And that's when they make their mistake. You just have to sit back and let them do it. And that's how you deal with loss. I know it sounds a little bit, ooh, she's a bit cruel, this one. No. Karma. Karma takes care of it, doesn't it? Well, actually, it's not really karma, it's themselves. They can't deal with the fact that you didn't do what they wanted you to do. You fought back. And that is where they make their mistake, because they're so adamant that they'll make you fall that they cause themselves to fall. It is a very interesting process that you go through, loss, you know. We lost our little boy. We gained two beautiful daughters. We've lost a business. We gained a better one. My husband had a heart attack. Thanks to the LGI, he got through it and he's now getting better. He will be on medication for the rest of his life, but he is getting better. And all those people that tried their best to sink us, ain't ever gonna happen, because we'll just fight back even harder. And that is how you get through loss. You can give up, you can roll over, you can sink, you can go into depression, you can do all of that, or you have the power within yourself to fight back and win. And I chose to fight back and win. And that's the message that I want to give to you, is that you don't have to sit there and take it. You can fight back. You can find your way to fight back and do it, right? And show them that they can't break you, you know. And that, for me, that was part of my healing, is being able to fight back. And I'm not a quitter. I can't. It's just not in my DNA. I have to push back. I have to push forwards. I have to do this for my family. I'm doing this for my family. And even though it's an 18-year process, it will take as long as it takes. But the mere fact is that I have never once quit. I have kept on going. And sometimes under the harshest of circumstances. We've had quite close calls where we've nearly lost our home. But we never gave in. No retreat, no surrender. Absolutely. It is not allowed in this house. Right? What's the other saying that we have? The beatings will continue until morale improves. Okay? That is who we are. Deeply sarcastic, gallows humour. We'll fight it out to the end. We will never quit on each other or the kids. We will never quit. And that is my positive mental attitude. It's just, you've got to keep going. You've got to move forwards. You have to fight for what's right and fight to protect your family, because there are thousands out there that would see you fall, and you have to stick 2 fingers up to them and say, off. And we all know what the first word is to that. You have to find your way to dance in the rain and just fight back. That's how you deal with loss. Don't give in to the depression. Don't give in to the grief. I'm not saying there aren't moments that you can have where you can sit and howl at the moon. Lord knows I've done it a few times. And you just have to just keep going. It's so hard when you're in the thick of it, but you've always got to keep your eye on the prize. And the prize is we're keeping the house. The prize is we're taking care of the kids. The prize is we're getting the kids to university. The prize after that, they're getting the kids graduating from university and into really good jobs. And the prize is always moving forwards with each other. We've always got each other's back. We're always taking care of the kids. We will never quit. There is no retreat, no surrender. And that has got to be your mantra if you're going through a hard time. Okay? I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you are going through a hard time and you want someone to talk to about it, chances are I might have been through something pretty similar to you. And I'm here if you need to talk. Take care, my darlings, and look forward to the England match this afternoon. I know I am. Gonna have one of my fab ice lollies. Can't wait. And I couldn't wait. I'm not advertising for 7-Up, but oh my God. What a cracking blast from the past that is. Tell you, the only thing that could make today even better is Finder's Crispy Pancakes. Now, if anybody knows who sells Finder's Crispy Pancakes, please let me know, because I've got a real hankering for some. I really do. Oh my goodness me. That and hula hoops. You know, spaghetti hula hoops. And bird's eye waffles. Isn't that like proper 1970s kids tea? Well, that's just what I fancy right now. So remember, going forwards, no retreat, no surrender. The beatings will continue until morale improves, and you are no quitter. So get out there and win your battles. And also, if you need someone to talk to, I'm always here. Take care, my darlings. And until next time, Gen X talks. Sometimes sense, sometimes she rambles, but we get there in the end.